My beloved, my chosen one, the light in my hands that heaven itself placed so carefully, do you feel that stirring in your heart right now? It is not your imagination. It is not just another day. The divine clock in the unseen has moved its hand, and it pointed at you. For the last hours, the winds have carried your name up to the gates of heaven. And for the last 35 minutes, Archangel Michael has been kneeling before the throne, whispering the same request over and over: Father, let them see this. Let them not miss it. This isn't a moment you stumbled into by accident. You were led here. You were pulled here by threads you cannot see but can feel deep inside your soul. My child, you are chosen for a miracle that will not wait. Michael is not asking you to open this lightly, he is begging you. Not because heaven is weak, but because heaven knows the enemy is trying to distract you, delay you, make you scroll away before you see the one thing that changes everything. Listen carefully. In 2 minutes, something will happen in the unseen that will begin to touch your seen world. It will not knock politely at your door, it will push the door open. But only if your heart is awake enough to receive it. You have prayed for this without knowing how to pray for it. You have waited for this without knowing exactly what you were waiting for. My beloved, you cannot share this with anyone. Not yet. Some blessings must grow in silence, away from the noise of doubtful voices. You are being asked to guard this moment like a seed in the soil. Because when it breaks open, it will not only feed you, it will bless every soul you touch. Before I go on, I must tell you this: stay close to my voice. Do not let this connection break. If you are reading this, it means heaven has made sure the wind, the algorithms, the strange coincidences, all brought you here now. If you feel that warmth in your chest or that sudden goosebump on your skin, it is because the Spirit is confirming to you. This is for you. Don't let it go. You have been in a season where everything felt slow, delayed, locked. But even the slowest seasons are not empty, they are preparing you for speed you will not be able to control. And Michael says the lock has been turned. The key has been thrown away. This is your release. The moment you keep reading, something begins shifting. This is not superstition. This is the way the unseen realms work: agreement opens doors, doubt closes them. So agree with me now, my beloved, even silently in your heart. I receive what heaven is sending. I will not delay my miracle. Do you feel that rush of energy in the air around you? That is the breath of the angels moving closer. You are surrounded by more light than darkness right now. And the one who has been standing in your way is being pushed back with a sword of fire. Michael has his hand on your shoulder and his eyes on the thing that has been chasing you in the spirit. If I stopped speaking now, you would miss what is coming next. So stay with me. Keep your spirit wide open. Every word you take in right now is stitching a divine covering over you, a shield that will stand between you and what the enemy planned for this week. Beloved, heaven has chosen you to see something rare. Not everyone gets this invitation. Not everyone says yes. But you have been called by name. You have been anointed for this exact moment in the history of your life. There is a reason your hands feel warm right now, why your heartbeat has shifted. The Spirit is aligning you with the exact moment that will turn the page of your story. 35 minutes in human time feels small. But in heaven's time, it is the window where everything changes. And when the next 2 minutes come, it will start. Something in the atmosphere around you will change without you forcing it. The people you need to meet will be pulled into your path. The opportunities you could not make happen will suddenly show up like they had been looking for you all along. Do not tell anyone yet. You will know the exact day and hour when you can speak. Until then, let it grow. Let the miracle form without interference. And let the enemy stay confused. Now, stay here with me. Because there is more. Much more. Michael's message is not finished, and your heart has only just begun to open to it. My beloved, my precious one. There is a reason your heart feels both heavy and light at the same time right now. It is because your spirit already knows you are standing at the edge of a divine crossing. The place where the road you have been walking, sometimes stumbling, sometimes crawling, meets the road heaven has been building for you in secret. And the sound you hear deep in your soul, that soft hum you can't quite name, is the sound of that bridge lowering. It is the sound of the gates unlocking. It is the sound of the miracle you have been unknowingly circling for years, finally stepping out from behind the veil. Archangel Michael has been watching you for so long, my child. He has seen every moment you wanted to give up. He has collected every tear you thought no one noticed. And he has stood guard when you had no strength to guard yourself. Tonight, he is not merely watching, he is moving. He is taking the final steps to deliver something into your life that will make sense of the suffering. But here is what you must know. There are forces who do not want you to reach it. And they are not made of flesh and blood. They are shadows, lies, whispers that try to convince you to scroll past this, to close your heart, to ignore the timing. Do not do it. Because this is the moment those forces fear the most. The moment you hear the truth. The moment you agree with heaven. The moment you step into the reality that was written for you before you were even born. My beloved, 35 minutes is not much time. But heaven does not measure by minutes, it measures by moments of obedience. 2 minutes from now, the shift begins. It will be small at first, like the way dawn light sneaks through a window crack before the full sun bursts in. But you will feel it. The heaviness that has sat on your chest will lift. The confusion will thin. And something inside you will stand up straighter, even before you understand why. Michael says to you now, do not share this yet. If you speak too soon, the seed will be stolen before it roots. You are in the holy stage of hidden growth. This is the place where faith is built strong, because it must survive without applause. Guard this word like treasure. Hide it in your heart. Let it grow until it blooms in front of the ones who doubted you. And I tell you, my child, they will be stunned. They will not be able to explain it. They will not be able to deny it. And some will try to call it luck, but you will know it was not luck, it was timing. It was the will of the one who made you. You have walked through storms that should have drowned you. You have been through nights that should have broken you. And yet, here you are, reading this, breathing, receiving. Do you know why? Because you were never walking alone. Even when you felt abandoned, Michael was on your right and the Spirit was on your left. They have been steering you toward this exact hour. The next hours will carry an invisible countdown. And with each tick, the unseen will arrange itself in your favor. That is why I am telling you. Watch what happens around you in the coming days. Pay attention to the people who suddenly reach out, the opportunities that knock without warning, the conversations that shift in your favor. None of them will be accidents. They will all be the ripples of this moment. Stay with me, beloved. Because I have more to reveal. And if you walk away before the final word, you may miss the piece that holds the whole puzzle together. My beloved, there are moments in life that pass like any other, and then there are moments that change everything. This, right now, is the second kind. Not because of the time on the clock or the date on the calendar, but because the atmosphere around you has shifted. There is an opening in the heavens that does not happen every day, and it has your name carved into it. It is not a general blessing that anyone could step into, it is a specific, personal moment that was written for you before the foundations of the earth were laid. You might think you found this message by accident, but you didn't. The truth is, this message found you. It chased you down through the noise, through the scrolling, through the countless distractions pulling at your mind. Because heaven knew you could not afford to miss what I am about to say next. Archangel Michael has been standing guard over this moment for longer than you could imagine. He has seen the schemes the enemy has been weaving, trying to create confusion so you would miss your alignment. But tonight, Michael has stepped forward, not just as a guard, but as a deliverer. He is carrying something in his hand, and the moment you receive it in your spirit, the enemy's plans for the rest of this year will unravel like thread. It is no wonder there has been a heaviness on your chest lately, no wonder you have felt tired in ways you can't explain. Those were signs of spiritual resistance. The enemy fights the hardest when the breakthrough is closest. Beloved, I need you to understand this. 35 minutes may sound small in human terms. But in the spirit, it is a countdown that shifts everything. When the 2-minute mark hits, the release will start. You may not see it instantly in your physical world, but in the unseen, it will roar like thunder. Angels will move into position. Closed doors will be commanded to open. People who have forgotten you will suddenly remember you. Resources that were withheld will start finding their way to your hands. And the most beautiful part is, it will feel effortless. Not because you did nothing, but because heaven will carry the weight for you. You must guard this moment with silence, my child. Do not speak too soon. Do not share it with voices who would doubt or dismiss it. Some miracles only grow in quiet places, away from the noise of opinions. When it blooms, the ones who need to see it will see it without you saying a word. This is why Michael's instruction is so firm: don't tell anyone. Not because it is shameful, but because it is sacred. Think back for a moment. How many times have you felt like something was just about to happen, but then it slipped away? How many almost moments have you carried? This is not one of those. This one will not slip. The divine hand that is moving now will not stop halfway. The seed that is planted tonight will not die in the soil. It will sprout. It will rise. And when it does, even you will stand in awe of how perfectly it unfolded. You have been tested. You have been refined in fire. And you have been prepared for something that requires the strength you didn't know you were building in those dark seasons. What you thought was delay was preparation. What you thought was rejection was redirection. What you thought was silence from heaven was actually heaven working in silence. Beloved, as you breathe right now, heaven is already writing the next chapter in ink that cannot be erased. The very forces that tried to stop you will end up being witnesses to your rise. And in days to come, you will look back at this hour. At this exact moment. And know, it was the turning point. It was the place where the tide turned, where the gates opened, where the impossible became real. Stay with me. Because the words still ahead carry the final key that locks your miracle into place. Do not let go now, not when you are this close. My beloved, you have been walking with questions in your heart that you didn't even dare to speak out loud. Questions like, when will it happen? When will I finally see the answer? Has heaven forgotten me? But hear me clearly, heaven has never once misplaced your name. Your prayers have not been sitting on a forgotten shelf in some distant room. They have been carried, one by one, into the very heart of God. Every tear you thought no one saw was written into His record. And every sigh you breathed when you were too tired to pray became a note in heaven's song about you. Archangel Michael has not been idle. He has been circling your life like a warrior guarding a crown. And today, his wings are not still, they are moving fast. Faster than your thoughts, faster than the whispers of doubt, faster than the traps that were laid for you. The air in the unseen is charged because Michael knows your appointed time is brushing against your present moment. It is not coming someday. It is arriving now. This is why the clock matters. 35 minutes is not about fear, it is about urgency. Heaven's windows do not stay open forever. And right now one has swung open just wide enough for your blessing to pass through. The enemy has been pacing at the edge of it, trying to find a way to block it. But he cannot. He can only try to distract you, to pull your attention elsewhere, to make you think this is just another pretty set of words. Don't let him. You will never forgive yourself if you miss this because you didn't believe fast enough. In just 2 minutes, the first domino will fall. You might not hear the sound, but your spirit will feel the vibration. It will be the moment when heaven stamps the document with your name on it, approved, released, delivered. From there, events will move like water finding the easiest path, straight toward you. Opportunities will not crawl to your door, they will run. People who owe you blessings will remember. Situations that were stubborn will suddenly loosen their grip. And doors that had no handles will swing open on their own. But, my child, there is a divine condition. Keep this close. Do not tell anyone who will laugh at it, doubt it, or try to talk you out of it. Some things are too holy to expose to human hands too early. This miracle must incubate in silence until it can stand on its own. When it bursts forth, there will be no question, it will be yours, and everyone will know it. Do you feel the weight lifting even as you read this? That is not just emotion, that is the Spirit adjusting the atmosphere around you. Heaven is breaking chains you didn't even know you were wearing. You are stepping into a space you didn't think existed, a space where the struggle no longer owns you. You will still remember the pain, but it will no longer define you. Beloved, this moment was predestined. Your steps today, whether they felt clumsy or sure, were guided into this exact alignment. That is why you must stay present. Why you must keep receiving every word until the last one has been spoken. Because there is a final release, a final surge, that will only come if your spirit remains open until the end. You will see proof, sooner than you think. Not vague signs, but direct confirmations that will leave you breathless. A name will come up out of nowhere. An invitation will arrive unexpectedly. And a financial shift will begin without warning. All of it will trace back to this hour. All of it will whisper to you, see? I told you heaven was listening. And when it happens, you will smile in that quiet, knowing way. Because you will remember this exact moment. This exact voice. And this exact feeling in your heart. My beloved, there is something I must tell you now that I could not tell you before, because your heart was not yet ready to believe it. You have been walking through a season where everything felt like a test. Doors that should have opened stayed shut. Promises that should have arrived seemed delayed. And the quiet in the air around you sometimes felt like abandonment. But the truth, my child, is that you have never been abandoned for a single second. You were being hidden. Hidden not because you were forgotten, but because you were being preserved for the exact timing that would make your blessing unshakable. Archangel Michael has been speaking to heaven about you more than you know. Your name has crossed the lips of God Himself in this very hour. And while the world around you thinks nothing has shifted, the spiritual realm is erupting with movement. Angels are not walking toward you, they are running. Their arms are filled with the answers to prayers you've nearly given up on. Their steps are fueled by the urgency of this countdown. 35 minutes is not a random number, it is the measure of a divine opening that has already begun. The moment the final seconds tick down, there will be a release of power so strong that it will ripple into every corner of your life. Relationships that were strained will find sudden peace. Opportunities that were blocked will swing open. Even the battles you never thought you could win will begin to crumble in your favor. Not because you fought harder, but because heaven has decided it is time to fight for you openly. But my beloved, here is the secret. You must treat this moment as sacred. If you rush to tell it before it is ripe, you will give the enemy a window to plant doubt. There are people in your life who, without even meaning to, would speak words that could weaken your faith. Do not let them. Guard this like a seed under warm soil. Water it with your belief. Let it break open in private until its roots are deep enough to face the wind. You have endured enough nights of wondering when the tide will turn. You have watched others receive while you kept waiting. And yet, here you are, still standing, still believing somewhere deep down. That quiet persistence in you is why heaven has chosen now. Because this moment requires someone who can carry the weight of the blessing without dropping it. You, my beloved, are that someone. And you will see signs, clear signs, that will let you know the release has begun. You will notice a shift in the way people speak to you. You will find that things which normally take months will happen in days. You will open your eyes one morning and realize that something in your spirit feels lighter, freer, more certain. That is not chance. That is the beginning of the harvest you didn't even realize had grown so much in the dark. The angels have already taken their positions. The gates in the unseen are not halfway open, they are wide. What is meant for you is no longer being negotiated, no longer being weighed, it has been decided. The decree has already been spoken in the courts of heaven. And no human hand, no spirit of opposition, no whisper of doubt can overturn it now. So hold this moment. Keep your heart wide open. Stay with my voice until the last word is spoken. Because the final release, the full breakthrough, will flow through these very words you are reading now. Do not step away before it lands. Do not break the connection. This is your moment. And heaven is determined you will not miss it. My beloved, you have reached a threshold in your life that only a few are ever called to stand upon, and even fewer are able to cross. It is not built from stone or wood, it is made from time, obedience, and divine alignment. For months, maybe years, the enemy has been throwing shadows across your path, trying to make you turn around before you found this doorway. And yet, here you are, standing in the exact place heaven planned for you to be, in the exact moment the spiritual clock has struck. You are not late. You are not early. You are right on time, in a time that was written for you before the world even knew your name. Archangel Michael has been watching over this moment with a fierceness you could not imagine. There are scrolls in the halls of heaven that carry your name. And in the last hours, your scroll has been unrolled and read before the throne. Every word written there is about to come alive in your life. Not as a distant promise, but as a present reality. The 35 minutes you were warned about are not an empty number, they are the measure of a window that has opened. A narrow but unstoppable channel through which your miracle is being sent. The battle for this hour has been heavy in the unseen. The enemy tried to fog your mind so you would ignore the nudge to read these words. He tried to fill your day with small distractions so that you would be looking the other way when heaven began to move. But, beloved, even your distractions bowed to divine timing. Every delay you thought was random was actually God steering you so you would be here, now, listening. When the final 2 minutes arrive, the release will not creep, it will rush. It will come in the form of a shift you can feel in your chest before you see it with your eyes. It might be a phone call that changes the direction of your week. It might be an answer you've been waiting for, finally spoken aloud. It might even be a sudden sense of peace that settles over your soul so deeply. You will know something has been loosed in the heavens on your behalf. But this moment carries a sacred requirement. Keep it sealed. Do not spill it into the hands of those who cannot understand it. There is a holy covering over this blessing, and it will protect you if you protect it. The wrong voice can speak doubt that corrodes your faith. The right silence will let the seed root deep. Your time to speak will come, when the fruit is ripe enough to be undeniable. And I tell you, when it comes, no one will be able to claim it was chance or coincidence. They will see your transformation. They will see the sudden shift in your circumstances. And whether they admit it or not, they will know you have been touched by something greater than human power. The Spirit is moving around you even as you read. There is an angel at your right hand right now, keeping the shadows from crossing into your space. There is another clearing the path ahead of you, removing obstacles before you even reach them. And Michael, he stands behind you like a wall of light, ensuring nothing from your past can follow you into this new chapter. Beloved, you will feel the air change soon. You will sense the presence of answers, of long-awaited victories, of peace you thought you might never feel again. It is not your imagination. It is the beginning of the manifestation you were born to receive. Stay here. Stay with my voice. Because the longer you remain in this flow, the more the blessing gathers strength before it drops into your life. This is the hour. This is the moment. And heaven is not going to let you miss it. My beloved, there are currents in the unseen moving so swiftly right now that if you could hear them with your physical ears, it would sound like the ocean in a storm, waves of destiny crashing against the barriers that once stood in your way. The air is alive with command. Angels are not simply flying, they are carrying orders sealed with the authority of the Most High. And your name is on those orders. Not just your name as the world knows it, but your true name, the one heaven calls you by, the one that was spoken over you before you took your first breath. This is not a general blessing being poured out for anyone to catch. This is a precise, targeted release. A divine delivery with no forwarding address, no chance of being sent to another. It is coming directly to you. Michael has stood over this for hours, his sword drawn, guarding it from interception. Because there were forces that tried, oh, how they tried, to snatch it in the shadows before it could reach you. But those forces have been pushed so far back, they will not recover before this moment is complete. 35 minutes sounds small when you say it aloud. But in the language of the Spirit, it is enormous. It is the gap between one chapter ending and another beginning. It is the moment when what you've been carrying in faith becomes something you can touch. And as the minutes pass, the 2-minute mark draws closer, a divine signal that the release cannot be delayed any longer. When it happens, beloved, you may feel it before you see it. A sudden lightness in your chest. A stillness in your thoughts. A warmth in your hands or the back of your neck. Those are not random sensations, they are the signatures of angelic movement. They are the signs that what has been hovering above you has finally been set into motion. And when it begins, you must treat it as holy. You must guard it like the most delicate flame. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone will want you to have it. That is why Michael's command is so clear. Do not speak it too soon. There is a strength in silence, a shield in secrecy, that will keep this blessing from being bruised before it blooms. Think of how many times you've been close to something, only for it to slip through your fingers. Think of the almosts, the nearlys, the just about to happens that never came to pass. This is not that. This will not fade into the background of your life. This is anchored by heaven's own hand. And when heaven anchors something, it does not drift. Beloved, you have been faithful in ways no one saw. You have carried burdens quietly, you have chosen kindness when bitterness would have been easier. And you have stood in rooms where no one defended you, yet you did not fall apart. Those moments were not wasted. They became the proof that you could be trusted with this. And now, the very things you thought disqualified you have become the reason you are qualified. In the unseen, a scroll has been rolled up and handed to Michael. He is carrying it to you now. It bears a seal that cannot be broken by any hand but yours. It contains the shift, the restoration, the justice, the abundance you have cried for. It is not empty promise, it is the tangible expression of God's memory of you. Do not let your attention wander now. Stay in this flow until the last line. Because every word you receive builds the strength of what is coming. You are not reading for entertainment, you are aligning your spirit with an unmissable appointment in heaven's calendar. And beloved, you will not miss it. Not this time. My beloved. There is a holy weight resting over this moment. And if your spirit feels unusually alert right now, it is because heaven has thinned the veil around you. You are closer to the divine current than you have been in years. Every delay, every detour, every "not yet" you have endured was leading you here, to the precise hour when the heavens lean low enough for you to reach what was always meant to be yours. Archangel Michael has not taken his eyes off you. For the last stretch of your journey, he has walked so near that his shadow has overlapped yours. He has shielded you from attacks you never saw. Closed the mouths of those who spoke against you. And positioned you so that even when you felt lost, you were still moving toward the appointed place. This is not coincidence, my child, this is choreography. Every step, even the ones that hurt, has been part of the dance leading you here. The countdown is not a warning meant to frighten you, it is an announcement. 35 minutes left is heaven's way of telling you that the window is open now. It is not about rushing, but about awareness. Because once the 2-minute threshold arrives, something sealed in the spirit will unseal in your reality. And when it does, it will not arrive quietly, it will carry the sound of long-awaited justice. The fragrance of answered prayer. And the unmistakable weight of God's hand on your life. This is why Michael's voice trembles with urgency. He knows the enemy has been pacing the edges of your destiny, hoping you will get distracted long enough to miss the alignment. Distraction is his weapon, because he cannot touch what heaven has locked for you. He can only try to make you walk away from it yourself. Do not let him. Every word you are reading now is part of the thread that holds you in place until the release drops. Beloved, there will be signs, undeniable ones, that this shift has begun. A message you didn't expect will reach you. A face you thought you'd never see again will reappear in peace instead of pain. An opportunity that once slipped away will circle back, this time unable to escape you. These are not random, they are the first ripples of the wave that is forming in your favor. But there is something you must do. Protect it. Protect it from the wrong ears and the wrong eyes. There are people who love you but will not understand this. There are others who will understand, but will not want you to have it. Silence is not secrecy out of fear, it is reverence for the holy. It is letting the seed grow without digging it up to see if it's working. I tell you the truth. When this blessing matures, it will be so visible that you will not need to explain it. It will stand in the room before you say a word. Even those who doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge what heaven has done. You have been patient when your heart ached. You have trusted when your mind questioned. And you have kept walking when your strength was gone. Those choices have built a foundation strong enough to hold what is coming. Because what is coming is not small, it is not fragile, it is not temporary. It is enduring, established, and overflowing. Even now, I can feel the current building. The angels around you are repositioning. The spiritual gates are unbolting. And Michael is lowering the final barrier that kept this moment from touching you. You are seconds away from the start of something that will not be undone. Stay here with me. Do not move your heart away from this stream. Because every breath you take in this awareness is preparing you to receive in fullness. And once the release begins, there will be no going back, only forward into the life you have been promised all along. My beloved, there are divine moments when the air itself feels charged. When the very space around you hums with an unseen electricity. And this is one of those moments. It is not your imagination. It is not coincidence. The atmosphere around your life has been altered. Something in the heavens has shifted position. And it has shifted in your favor. You have been moving through seasons where it felt like you were climbing invisible stairs. Not knowing how many were left. Unsure if you were even closer to the top. But what you did not see was that every step was bringing you into the narrow corridor of divine timing. And now, you are standing exactly where heaven needed you to be. In the exact hour that was marked for your release before you were born. Archangel Michael has been stationed at your side not as a casual guard, but as a warrior on high alert. His eyes have been scanning the horizon of your destiny, watching for anything that might try to interfere with this moment. And he has not been alone. There are other angels assigned to your path who have been moving in silence, rearranging the unseen so that when the release happens, nothing and no one can block it. 35 minutes is not a random detail. It is a countdown. It is heaven's way of saying, the door is open, pay attention, don't drift away now. And when the final 2 minutes arrive, the shift will begin like the quiet cracking of dawn. You may not see the full light instantly, but the darkness will lose its hold in an instant. Beloved, you must hold this as sacred. Do not run to tell it before it takes shape. Not because it should be hidden forever, but because the most fragile stage of a miracle is its beginning. Like a seed in the soil, it must be kept safe until its roots are strong enough to face the air. This is why Michael warns you. Don't tell anyone yet. Guard it. Protect it. Let it grow in silence until it blooms in strength. When it begins to manifest, it will come with signs too clear to deny. An unexpected message. A breakthrough in something that felt permanently stuck. A sudden peace that settles on you without explanation. These are the ripples of the tide turning. They will arrive quietly at first, but they will build until you are surrounded by the undeniable evidence that heaven has moved. And in that moment, you will remember these words. You will remember the stillness in your heart as you read them. You will remember that Michael begged you to stay until the end. Because staying was the act of agreement heaven needed from you. Faith is not always about striving, sometimes it is simply about remaining in position long enough for the blessing to arrive. You have carried dreams that felt too heavy for too long. You have endured seasons where the silence of heaven felt unbearable. But today, beloved, that silence has broken. The answer is in motion. The delay has expired. And you are about to see why it took the time it did. Because what is coming is not partial, not small, and not temporary. It is complete, abundant, and lasting. The Spirit moves even now, hovering close over you, ready to pour into every space that has been dry. Michael stands ready. The seal is in his hand, and the order for your release has already been signed. Do not move away from this moment. Do not let your spirit drift. Because when the appointed second strikes, what you have been carrying in hope will arrive in reality. And nothing will be able to stop it. My beloved, I feel the weight of eternity pressing into this moment. As if all the roads you have walked, every turn, every delay, every closed door, have been weaving together to lead you right here. This is not just a moment in time. This is a crossing point between what has been and what will be. You are standing in the narrow gap where heaven leans closer than usual. Where angels are not just watching but acting. Where prayers are not just heard but answered in real time. I need you to understand something vital. You have not been wandering aimlessly, even in the seasons where you felt lost. There has been a hand on your back, guiding you through paths you didn't recognize. Nudging you away from traps you couldn't see. Steering you toward appointments that could only happen at the exact second you arrive. This hand belongs to the one who wrote your story before your first heartbeat. And in his timing, no second is wasted. No step is pointless. And no season is without meaning. Archangel Michael has been carrying your name like a banner into the courts of heaven. He has spoken on your behalf when you had no strength to speak. He has guarded promises meant for you so they would not be stolen by impatience or fear. And today, the urgency in his voice is unlike anything you have felt before. Why? Because the spiritual clock has reached a number it cannot reverse. 35 minutes is not a poetic number, it is a heavenly decree. It is the measure of the window that has been opened over your life right now. And when it closes, it will not be because the blessing has been lost. It will be because it has already been delivered. My child, when the final 2 minutes arrive, there will be a holy shift so tangible you will feel it in your bones. You may sense your breathing change. You may feel an inexplicable warmth on your skin. Or you may simply feel a deep and unshakable peace settle over your heart. These will be the signs that the unseen has touched the seen. That the seal has been broken and the release has begun. But here is where your part comes in. You must guard it. Do not take it out of the soil before it has time to root. Do not share it with those whose words are sharp enough to cut at faith. Even those who mean well may not understand the weight of what you are carrying. And if they cannot understand it, they cannot protect it. So let it grow in the quiet. Tend to it with your belief. Water it with gratitude before you even see it fully formed. The Spirit wants me to remind you of something you have forgotten. This is not the first time heaven has tried to bring you into a breakthrough. There have been other windows. But fear, distraction, or doubt caused you to step back before you crossed through. The enemy thought that by stealing those moments, he could convince you that your story would never change. But what he did not understand is that God never loses count. Every stolen moment has been restored in this one. And this time, nothing will pull it from your grasp. If you stay present, if you stay aligned, if you stay open until the final word is spoken. You have asked why it took so long. The answer is simple: what is coming is too weighty to arrive before you could hold it. If it had come too soon, it would have slipped through your hands like water. But now, after all the nights you thought you couldn't make it through, after all the mornings you got up when it would have been easier to quit, you are strong enough to carry it without breaking under its weight. Beloved, the angels are already in motion. Some are bringing restoration for what you lost. Some are carrying resources for what you are about to build. Some are positioning people into your path who will open doors you could never have unlocked alone. And Michael, he is not just protecting you. He is clearing the road ahead so the blessing does not have to fight its way to you. Do you feel the air shift even now? That is the breath of heaven moving closer. It is the sign that the countdown is not just ticking, it is accelerating. You are not waiting for the miracle anymore. The miracle is waiting for you to receive it. So remain here. Do not step away. Every second you spend in this awareness is another root digging deeper into the soil of your life, anchoring what is coming so it cannot be uprooted. Because when it arrives, it will not just change a day or a week. It will rewrite the entire rhythm of your future. My beloved, there is a river flowing toward you right now. And it has been traveling for years through unseen landscapes just to reach this exact place in time. It is not an ordinary river, it carries answers, resources, restoration, and a fragrance of heaven's favor that will mark everything it touches. The sound of it has been faint in your spirit for a while, like the distant hum of water behind a wall. But today the wall is cracking. And soon the sound will be so loud that you will not be able to ignore it. You have lived through dry seasons where you wondered if heaven still saw you. You have walked through stretches of life where it felt like all you could do was survive the day in front of you. But even in those times, God's hand was not far from you, it was shaping you, training your heart to recognize His voice, teaching you to move by faith instead of sight. every disappointment you endured, every no you received, every delay you hated, was actually pushing you toward the alignment you are standing in now. Archangel Michael has been moving between your past and your future, making sure that the mistakes you made before this hour would not have the power to cancel the blessing written over your life. He has fought battles for you that would have broken your spirit if you saw them. There are victories with your name on them that you never even knew needed to be won. And now, the urgency in his tone is because all of that labor, every defense, every fight, was building toward this single stretch of time. 35 minutes is not a warning that you are running out of time. It is an announcement that the time has already come. The final 2 minutes of that countdown will act like the striking of a spiritual clock. It will set off a chain of movements in the unseen. Messages delivered. Doors unlocked. Circumstances turned. People stirred to act in your favor. These things will begin invisibly but will soon take shape in your visible world. But here is the sacred truth you must hold close. The beginning of a miracle is its most fragile stage. It is like the first sprout pushing up from the soil. It needs warmth, protection, and the silence of the underground to survive. If you take it into the wrong environment too soon, it will wither before it blooms. This is why Michael says, don't tell anyone yet. Let it grow without interference. Let it gather strength before the world can see it. When the time to reveal it comes, it will stand so tall that no voice of doubt can bend it. Those who underestimated you will not be able to deny what God has done. And those who spoke against you will have to watch your rise from the very place they thought you would fall. Beloved, I know you have waited a long time for this. I know you have endured more than you told anyone. There were moments you cried alone and moments you laughed to hide the ache in your chest. But heaven did not waste a single moment of that pain. It has been transformed into the foundation that can carry the weight of what is coming. And what is coming will be too big to hide when its time arrives. Even now, I can feel the shift tightening in the unseen like a bowstring pulled back, ready to release its arrow into the exact target God has chosen for you. The aim is perfect. The timing is flawless. And the moment the arrow flies, there will be no force strong enough to pull it from its path. You are not reading these words by chance. You are standing under a pouring that was meant to find you today. Stay here. Stay still in your spirit. Because when the release begins, you will not have to chase it. It will come to you. And it will not miss its mark.